All right, I'll start off. I want to address, Anthony's situation. I've said the process for a long time. And what I mean by that, it's the attention to detail in everything he does, from the classrooms to the walkthroughs to practice to the weight room, all those little things, right? It's just got to be at a higher standard. And that's what was talked about, and that's where we went with it. And so that was discussed with him 2 weeks ago. And those were the conversations that took place. And over the last 2 weeks, he's made strides in those areas, big time strides, becoming a pro's pro. And is he a finished product? No, he's not. And it's my job to help him get there along with the rest of the coaching staff. But he's a hell of a talent. Like I said, we've never lost faith or belief in him and his abilities. And he's shown strides. He really has. And with that being said, he will be our starter again. He's going to start this week. He's going to start the rest of the season. All right, and we're going to go from there. And I informed Joe of the decision yesterday. He's the ultimate pro. He respects the decision, understands it. I talked to the team this morning about it as well. I informed them of the decision. And look, everyone has a different journey, right? Everyone has a different way, development and how you go about the process, and everyone wants instant gratification right now. And sometimes it doesn't work like that. And you fight through these times. And I love Anthony. He's a great person. Got great faith in him and his abilities to be our franchise quarterback.
With the attention to detail stuff,
yeah.
If he was struggling with that, was it something that kept going as he was starting, or why was he starting?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think obviously the offseason was good. I think this is his first time going through a full NFL season. You know what I mean? And it's the daily grind and the daily discipline habits that need to be at a high level all the time. Not a sometime thing. It's got to be an all-time thing. And like I said, everyone has, different ways of development, and we're developing him in that process.
You took different things into account when you first made the decision, including, your ability to win games going forward.
Yeah.
So is this a decision based on Anthony's progress there in the areas?
Yeah, I never thought that he would never. Yeah, I never thought that he would never not play again. You know what I mean? So when I made the decision 2 weeks ago, that was why I made the decision. Hey, Anthony, these are the areas that we need to work on and see growth and improvement, and he's made great strides in those areas.
Why now Monday? Like a couple days ago, it was Joe start.
Yeah, no doubt. You evaluate everything. Evaluated over the last 24 hours, had conversations again, and where Anthony has developed over the last 2 weeks and his growth that he's made. And like I said, is it a finished product? No. But we got a lot of faith that he's going to be our franchise quarterback because of abilities and the person that he is.
Shane, when you made this move a couple weeks ago, did you view it as a 2-week benching?
I didn't have a timetable on it, but I knew at some point, we weren't giving up on Anthony. Like, hey, here are the things that you need to work on and improve on, and he's been a pro about it.
He's been. You go back in this year.
Yeah, at some point, you never know. Yeah, yep.
Is there an example of
was mental versus physical with Anthony? You have to put a percentage on it, but it just feels like it was a little bit of both.
Yeah, I think obviously the mental grind of an NFL season, young players come into this league, like I said, everyone wants the instant gratification, and sometimes it takes time for young players to develop, and going through the weekly process of the Monday through Saturday grind. And so, he's learning that. He's learning it. It's a process. Like I said, everyone's got a different journey, a different story, to their development. And hopefully we're going to look back at this moment and say, shoot, remember that second year, where that went and where he's at now,
Are you saying you're guilty of wanting instant gratification? You say everybody's wanting it. We're not the ones that benched him. You are, so.
Yeah, no doubt. Like with anything, obviously, I'm just saying people want everything to be perfect all the time, and it's not going to be perfect all the time. And shoot, I'm the head coach. I got to make decisions every day that I think are best for the football team.
Was this solely your decision? Was Jim involved? Or
yeah, I talked to Chris, I talked to Jim, I talked to everybody, but ultimately it was my decision.
I know when you went through the draft process,
yeah,
the plan guys had for preparation was kind of your biggest thing.
Mm-hmm.
Is there just I'm assuming Anthony answered all those things right. Is there just a difference between what you think going in as a young player and maybe the way it works?
Yeah, again, you never know, right? Obviously, you go through that preparation, the draft process, you go through it. He's a great kid, right? I look at character as number one of my pillars, and he has high character, you know what I mean? So you can work with that, and then you continue to develop the preparation and the process as you go through it.
Has this pause with him maybe allowed you guys as a staff to maybe think up new ways to use him, reevaluate just what this offense should look like with him?
Yeah, absolutely. I think you evaluate everything every week, you know what I mean? You go through that process on how you want to use them, what you want to do with them, and you go from there.
Well, explain the process now. I mean, just be quite frank. You took kind of like a public beating for 2 weeks and then now you come out and explain everything?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. I understand it, James. I think, a lot of things we want to keep in-house. You know what I mean? We want to keep in-house because there's 53 guys in that locker room, right, that we want to keep things in-house.
Do you worry at all about the mixed messaging in the locker room?
I don't. We had a great team meeting. Everyone's on the same page, understanding of what's going on, and we'll be ready to roll for the Jets.
Do you wonder at all about, is he going to, look over his shoulder just given what's happening?
Nope, made it very clear that he's our quarterback going forward.
How much did Joe's poor play have to do with it?
It didn't. I'm not going to get into hypotheticals or anything like that. Again, we feel that Anthony's our franchise quarterback, and again, we had to take that time. Hey, this is what's happening. This is what the deal is. We got to develop in these areas. You got to show improvement in these areas, and he's done it with good stride.
Can you tell us a way, maybe specifically, he proved that he's ready for this?
Yeah, I think it's just the little things, the details. When I talk about the details, I mean it's the constant grind in the meetings with the note taking. It's the walkthrough, laser focus all the time, just being consistent, right? It's consistent in the process to being the best version of yourself.
And there's I assume, a direct carryover between those things and what you do on Sunday in your mind?
100%, because I do believe in the preparation, and the preparation's got to be at a premium, especially at the quarterback position.
I asked you this a couple weeks ago, but I guess it's worth asking again. Was he showing up late? Was he not in the building enough?
No, like I said, it's all the little details about walkthroughs, meetings, all those things need to pick up to another level.
Are those things quarterbacks? I mean, they don't come out of the womb knowing that stuff, right? I mean, are they groomed to know that stuff, or do they have to learn it?
Yeah, I think obviously you hear it from everybody, like, hey, when you get in the NFL, this is what you got to do, but it's another thing about talking about it and doing it, and it's my job as the head coach to get him to that level.
So he's gone through this. I mean, with the benching, the tap out, there's been a lot for him to deal with. Have you found him tap into something? Do you think this is add motivation to his story?
Absolutely. I think it's going to show the resilience of the person that he is, for sure. Because I've said this 3 times now, but everyone's got a different story and a different journey, to their careers, right? And people are going to go through some adversity, and it's how you handle that adversity. You got to see the light at the end of the tunnel and keep grinding through it.
And what was his reaction when you told him he's going to be the starter again?
He was excited, man. I'm excited. I've had great conversations with him the last 2 weeks on the process of all those things we talked about, and he's excited for his opportunity because I know he wants to be out there bad for his teammates.
Have you given any thought, any reflection to how you guys handled this from the beginning? Because you made it very clear when you drafted him, you thought he learned through experience. You made him your starter after 1 preseason game.
Yeah.
Have you rethought that at all, and maybe this might have played out different? I don't know.
Yeah, obviously, when stuff like this happens, you look back and could you have done things differently? You know what I mean? But you got to, it's like one of those things, right? Like no excuses, no explanations. Like you can't have regrets. Everyone's got a different journey. And you go through it, the process, and you grind through it, and you work through situations that come up.
So to be clear, Joe Flacco's poor play had nothing to do with the change, or?
No.
What changed for you Monday afternoon to Tuesday telling Joe?
Obviously, just evaluating everything. I was looking at our team. I was looking at Anthony. Anthony's a hell of a football player, and we know what he can do on the football field, and he is the future of our organization. So we want to get him out there playing again.
So there was the move to Joe for winning now. Is everyone on board with a renewed patience that this will take a little time now if you're going back to Anthony?
We're still trying to win every game. Yeah, 100%. We're still trying to win every game. That's our goal.
Do you think that Anthony gives you the best chance to win?
Yeah. I think if whoever's out there gives us the best chance to win. I'm going to give strength to every player on our football team that whoever is out there is going to give us the best chance to win.
Is Joe your backup now, or is it going to be Sam?
Joe will be the backup.
Did you maybe see some of this stuff early in the season and hope that as the season progressed, Anthony would pick up on it without having to bench him? Or
yeah, we go through the process and stuff, and we keep going through it and grinding through it, and so that's where it's at right now. That's where it's at.
Part of what contributed was the efficiency and accuracy. I know you mentioned the mental details, but with him sitting the past 2 weeks, have you seen strides in that area?
100%. 100%. That's what I said. I've seen the strides. If I didn't see the strides of him getting to where he needs to be, is it a finished product? No, but he's made the necessary strides to get back out on the field.
I know your players are conditioned to work with either quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
When you give them this news, do you sense kind of renewed excitement? Can this be a spark for them at this point?
Absolutely, right? Anything can be a spark. You never know, right? We got to put our head down and go to work and be consistent in our work ethics and our habits every single day so we can get done what we need to get done on Sunday.
Anthony started the season, then got hurt, and was back in the lineup for a couple games. When did you see him slip in the little things?
I don't have a timetable on that, you know what I mean? But it was just the little details. I don't know where it was, to be honest. You know what I mean? I don't have a timetable on it. But again, we had those conversations, made it clear to him. He understands, and we're going from there.
I mean, leadership is obviously a big part of the quarterback's job. I mean, is any of the things you're talking about, those details, is there any relevance to leadership, or has he been good in that regard? He's
been great. Like I said, he's got a high character guy. He's a great person, great human being, and the players respect him, and we're excited for his opportunity.
Is there, like, you've changed, I guess, plans a little bit. How do you ensure that your players just trust whatever plan you're having when it changes like this?
Yeah, I had a team meeting this morning. We went over it. I've talked to the players. They understand what's going on.
Do you sense that he kept the locker room through all of this? I mean, he was the captain. They saw him as a leader. Do you feel like he kept that?
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, I think the person he is, for sure.